channel. It's been a while. Today I wanted to do a get ready with me, just simple summer makeup, kind of the go-to look that I've been doing, and then give you guys an update on my life and why I was absent from YouTube since the middle of February. So it's been 5 months. So gosh, almost half of a year. That baby is over here and he wants where I am. Okay, so I pinned my bangs back and I'm gonna start with this Grace and Stella Spray All Day Rose Spray. It smells really good. It's very light and just kind of wakes the skin up. I also use it kind of like a primer. And then the primer that I'm enjoying is the e.l.f. Illuminating Face Primer. So I don't know if you can see, but it gives like a light sort of glow to the face. So I really like e.l.f. products. I have 3 that I'm just looking at here. Like concealers, I use this, Rimmel Stay Matte, and I really like it. And then I'm in True Ivory is the shade that I use. I'm gonna take my Beauty Blender, spray it with that same Grace and Stella spray, and then I just blend. So there's that. It looks really good. I like the way it turns out. And then next I'm going in with this Ciate or Chiate, I don't know how you say that. It's their setting powder. And I'm just gonna dust this in the places where I know that I get a little bit shiny. I don't use it all over the face. And then I have this blush duo, and I'm not exactly sure who the company is. And this is my first time using it. It's pretty. It's like a peachy color. I'm using the powder on the right. I wonder if you're supposed to, I was probably supposed to layer it, like put the cream first, but I really like that. So yeah, that's the Beauty Crop. And then it's Papaya Don't Preach. Next, I'm going in with the e.l.f. Eyebrow Kit. This is one of my favorite products of all time. And I'm using it in light. I've used their medium kit too. And I think both shades suit me just fine. I'm going in with the shade Stunner. So I'm going to use Norvina, and I think I'm going to go in with Eccentric on the eyelids. I'm not really doing much today. I have a few phone calls to make to get some things in order. I'm going to take this smaller brush and go into the shade Incense here and just sweep it under. Personally, I don't like a super defined under eye. I like it to be more smudged looking, and so I find that this brush gives me that. So now that I've got a baseline going, I'm just gonna pause for a second and tell you guys about where I've been. So my last video was a part of my Valentine's Day series, and that's kind of where I just fell off with no warning. And that was mostly because I was feeling a lot of pressure in my personal life. My husband and I were in the process of buying a home, and the end of February was when it started to get really real. We had made the offer at the end of January, and so things started picking up momentum. And by the beginning of March, like the first week of March, it felt like everything just blew up. Like it was really, really intense. And the inspection happened, and I don't know, it just, there were some things that came up in the inspection. This house is 140 years old. If it seems like I'm all over the place, I apologize. It was a whirlwind process, and so there's a lot that I don't remember in the exact order. But so because the house was so old, they found a small bit of asbestos in the cellar. And so, of course, you know, with children and even us, like we just didn't want that in the house. So we had to look at how we were going to get that taken care of, whether we were going to encapsulate it, if we were going to just totally remove it, which is what my husband wanted and what my father-in-law recommended. And so, you know, we were back and forth with the sellers on who was going to take care of that. And if you've ever been through the home buying process, you know that it's stressful. And on top of that, I don't remember the exact date, but I want to say it was close to the middle of March, maybe nearing the end of March. My husband herniated a disc in his back, and so of course that scared me because he's a veteran. He's a combat veteran. He toured Iraq twice, and so I mean he does have injuries that need to be looked after. And then earlier in my pregnancy, he had also hurt his back, but I don't think he wasn't describing that he was in as much pain as he was this current time. And then I'm just using the e.l.f. liquid liner. You can see, do like a slight wing. So he was obviously in a lot of pain. And then with the process and all the costs of moving and the inspection fees and just everything, and then now medical bills started racking up, and it was just a really intense period for us. The one amazing thing about me and my husband is that all of our hardships, I feel, have always brought us closer together. We've never allowed them to divide us, and especially when it comes to money, because you either have it or you don't, and there's no sense in fighting over money, is my philosophy. And so that's something that both of us have just always, when money is stressful, we just remember that we're on the same team. So even though we had all of this going on, there's always this consolation in the back of my mind that we're okay, and that's the main thing, that's the most important thing. And then just to get his health taken care of. When I'm in a mode like that, when we're kind of in the crosshairs, if you will, I don't really take a lot of time for myself, and I'm very much like outward other focused. And so I think that all of my energy was just put towards my husband and my kids and taking care of them. And I had some burnout, I'm not gonna lie. I had to go to my mom's, and I remember she took me to get my nails done, and then she told me, like right before we left for the nail salon, that my husband was the one that sent her the money to take me. And so that upset me, because then I'm thinking, well, he knows I'm burnt out, and how does he feel about that? And you know what I mean? Like, it's just, I didn't want him to know that I felt like I was drowning, so to speak. Just, there's so much going on, and in hindsight, I wish that I would have kept up with my creative projects like YouTube and things like that as a way to give myself an outlet, but I didn't. And like I said, that's just not really my personality type. I'm sort of all or nothing when it comes to things like that. And so you either have all of me or you have none of me. And, you know, my family obviously comes first, and so they have all of me. But I think that's been a revelation lately that I'm discovering, is when you do hit the burnout phase, that's not enjoyable for you or anyone. It's just not practical. You can't pour from an empty cup. And so I've been learning that I have to prioritize myself as well, even when it's hard and when others need me. Because let's face it, like, my husband and my kids are always gonna need me, and there's really no like break from that. And so the best thing that I've been learning is to keep up with my self-care rituals And I don't just mean like getting my nails done. Like, to me, YouTube is a form of self-care, because even if no one's watching my videos, or there aren't a lot of people watching my videos, there is something therapeutic about coming in front of the camera and just expressing myself and getting it out there. And I think that there is value in that, even though sometimes I felt like it was a waste of my time or no one cared. Those are just very self-sabotaging thoughts, you know? Oh, before I move on to the lips, I wanted to show you, this is the Nicole Miller, if I could talk, Nicole Miller Lengthening Mascara. And then I'm going in with the Lorac Alter Ego Lip Gloss in the shade Celine. Lorac has the most pigmented lip glosses I've ever used. Even their nude shades, it's just like, whoa. It almost reminds me of like a liquid lip. I'm gonna go in with Lit, just on the high points of my cheeks, and then on the bridge of my nose, and right there. Let this down. And that is it. I have my hair in some braids because it's hot, and you know, who needs their hair down? My hair is pretty wild, and I don't know if it's thick. It's like a medium thickness, but if I wear it down, I get hot really quickly because it's been like in the 90s here. So just kind of continuing with my story, I'm gonna set my makeup really quick. We got into the house, and that's where I'm at now. I'm in a new filming room and everything, and I really love it because of all the natural light. But the first month in the house was really, really stressful, and maybe even like the first month and a half. I don't remember if I said already, but the house is 140 years old. So there were some things that came up with it in the inspection, and then when we moved in, you know, inevitably you're gonna find just other little things that you wouldn't find just in a walkthrough that only living in the house can reveal. There was just a lot going on with trying to get the kids adjusted and getting their rooms organized and get everything unpacked and just starting our new lives in this house. And I won't lie, like, I don't really believe in ghosts or anything like that, but I really had some anxiety, like really bad anxiety when we first moved in. And you know, my husband, he even got spooked. There was one night that I was gone overnight with my mom, and he said that he came upstairs to sleep because the downstairs, you know, all the lights were off and it was just like extremely dark. Just to give you some perspective, our house is 2,800 square feet. There's a lot of square footage in this house, and it's more than double the space that we came from. You know, when you're adjusting, like, that's a lot, and it's a new town. It's 30 minutes north of where we were previously living. So there was just a lot of adjusting, and it's been good. We're blessed. We're so happy that it happened and that everything came together. But this year's just been a struggle from the beginning of January, and it has just carried through. And I'm really hoping that this summer brings some breakthroughs for us. Just the last couple weeks even have been better, because the spring and the beginning of summer, there was so much rain, which really affects my husband's work. And so he was at home, and you know, I'm a stay-at-home mom. So of course we were having some financial worries, but somehow I feel everything works out. I don't know how, but over the years, I've really tried to remind myself, and my mom's really good at reminding me, like, we've always found a way to manage our situation. And so I think it's like having faith in ourselves and looking at our track record and going, you know, we've made it through every difficult chapter, and just trusting the process and that this will work out as well. So a couple of things that are coming up. I am looking into a part-time job right now. I'm not going to give any details, but I have interviewed for a position, and I'm hoping to hear back today or sometime early this week. And it will cover a lot of bases for us, and I think it'll be good for me. I've really enjoyed being a stay-at-home mom, but since we are in a new community, I think being home alone with the kids isn't great for me all the time to feel so isolated. So this job, the baby will be able to go with me, and then my oldest will be able to come to like before and after care. So this would work out, and I just want to send out good positive vibes that I will get it. And then another thing that's in the works is we are looking at getting licensed to do foster care. That's not something that I'm taking lightly, and we're still kind of in the phases of, is the timing right? Because we know that it's something that we want to do for sure. There's no doubt about that. The only doubt right now is the timing, because the baby isn't even 1 yet. We just moved, like, you know, sorry, that's the door. He's playing with the door. It's almost like we're questioning, you know, just, is that too much to take on right now, or not? So that's kind of where we're at. We've just had a lot going on, but like I said, my goal going forward is to prioritize myself and my hobbies like YouTube, and to keep filling my own cup so that I can fill up the cups of my loved ones, and not get burnt out and stressed out and down on myself and sabotage myself, something that I'm really working on. So I do have some ideas going forward. The only other thing that I wanted to say about YouTube was, I think for a while I was just kicking videos out so often that I was losing momentum, I was losing ideas, and then I would feel a lot of pressure and anxiety to produce. And then my personality type, when that happens and when I get overwhelmed, is just to like cut things out. If it's a person or if it's a situation, and YouTube being the situation, I just stopped. And so until I feel like I get my bearings again, then I'll reapproach. But I'm trying to learn those cues before they happen so that I don't continue to unnecessarily cut things out instead of just finding a way to manage them better. But anyway, I have talked long enough. I'm so thankful that you guys watched this and welcome me back. So I hope you're having a great summer, and I will talk to you in my next video. Bye.